We're playing the Say a Word, and I will read it from my dark poly vampire romance book. But you said, what is your favorite scene that you wrote? And here is a clip from my favorite scene I wrote. I did have to trim it a little bit because it gets a little bit too dark for my content creation overlords to let you see it. And before we read, here's some context on what the third book is about. They swore she would never remember who she truly is. Kelly Roberts is waking up. Not as a witch, not as a werewolf, but as the knowing. A goddess whose memory was carved into pieces and hidden inside the souls of the one mate she could never sense. Her past lives refused to accept her soul for 5,000 years, keeping her separated from Troy, keeping her hidden, keeping her safe. Safe from the one being who should have protected her the most, her father, Enki, the original god, creator of all kin, and the monster who plans to turn his daughter into a divine broodmare to rebuild his dying pantheon. To stop Enki, she must face the one man she fears more than death itself, Marcellus Vaylor. Mark is breaking. Once a noble direwolf alpha, the man who raised Cedric, but now a creature hollowed out by Enki's sigils, stripped of every emotion but rage and violence and possession, a perfect weapon forged to cage her, and the monster who hurt her in ways that she can never forgive. But beneath the curse lies a truth Kelly never expected, that he might be the one who holds the key to destroying Enki forever. That is, if she can free him from being his master's puppet. And trigger warning, the fun, sarcastic kind. If hand-shaped necklaces, a man a foot taller than you whispering to tell you exactly where he wants you, and sub-dom fun dripping down your thigh make you clutch your pearls, maybe this one's not for you. But serious trigger warnings, dark romance, body horror, violence, explicit adult content, strong language, abusive parent, reference to protecting the heroine from CSA, mentions of SA, a past with a character who committed SA, a romance involving a character who was abusive, religious trauma, romantic dynamics that might trigger those who have gone through brushing, even though no brushing occurs, romance with a pseudo-adopted father and brother figures, threats of SA slavery, threats of forced breeding. This is my darkest one so far, so proceed with caution. She scrambles back against the headboard, but I'm already on her, pinning her wrists above her head, my forearm pressed across her chest, my weight caging her completely. My breath hits her face like fire, spitting strings between my teeth as I snarl. I didn't know. She chokes, tears streaking dirty lines over her cheeks. I was a child. I just wanted to be free from him too. We were free, I hiss, until the day he came for the pack again and forced my hand. I agreed to Enki's laws in exchange for him staying away, for him not living among the pack and watching us like a tyrant king. All you had to do was uphold those laws, keep the peace, and not question the lack of freedom he demanded. It was the only way to protect you, to keep him from finding you. The snarl scrapes my throat, and you, petulant and defiant, picked at the rules like a scab. Stop, she gasps. Stop, you're hurting me. Do I look like I fucking care? The words tear out of me before I can stop them. I see her flinch, the pain twist across her face, and for a breath I lessen the pressure. The urge burns like a live wire in my chest, and I shove it down, burying it under the snarl. I can't afford to care. Not now. If I do, the fire of the sigil will eat me alive. I force the feelings back into silence, as if denying them can keep me whole. You do care, she fires back, desperate, eyes shining with a hope I want to crush and cradle in the same breath. Under the sigil. You care under that sigil. Something in me lurches. It feels like a blade catching on bone. It's wrong, halting, tripping the machine of me with a memory of mercy. I shove past it. You took it all, I say, voice gone quiet and lethal. And now I'm taking it back. No matter what you say. Her breath shudders. What are you gonna do? You're not again. I will bond you, I growl. Lock you where no god can pry you loose. End the centuries of hunger with one act that reorders the world around us. I sink my fangs into my own forearm. Blood floods my mouth, iron and fire and oath. I clamp my free hand over her jaw, force her lips open, jam the bleeding wound against her tongue. She thrashes, kicks, tries to wrench her head away. I hold her there, brutal and unyielding, until the struggle steals the air from her instinct to swallow. Her eyes fly wide, horror and comprehension. The knowing, she whimpers. If a wolf bites someone to bond and they're not mates, it kills the one who's bitten. The warning spears something raw in me. It's not from the knowing. The knowing only speaks when it's questioned, never when it doesn't need to. The collar at her throat ignites blood red. The stink of burnt magic sears the air. She screams, my fingers trembling against her face. Don't worry, little goddess, I say. My voice is vicious, dripping with my fury and resolve. In a moment, you'll finally love me back. Back? She echoes, dazed, confused. I lower my mouth to the place where neck becomes shoulder, where tendon rides the collarbone. My wolf teeth punch through skin. The taste of her hits like destiny. It's like the first breath after drowning. My vampire hunger snarls awake, layered with the dire wolf's need to claim, to anchor, to name. And I drink, not to feed, but to bind. Power flares under my tongue, white hot, lashing around me and into her. And the bond takes, like a brand to oiled wood. And I cannot read the rest because we all know what happens with vampire venom and I don't want to be demonetized. But that is a scene from Infinity's Awakening, which is the third book in the series. It's a poly vampire and now werewolf romance series that is kind of dark and involves gods and a trigger warning that could go on for like 2 pages. And to promote the pre-order release of the third book, which will be available in the Kindle Unlimited store and for everyone on January 1st, or you can pre-order it today. We will be offering the first book completely for free for the next 5 days starting on November 21st, and a discounted price for the second book. So everyone who didn't have a chance to enjoy it yet can go ahead and experience the world of the Gemstone Souls.